Hi everyone. Okay, so I created this glass shader. Here it is. Um, and let's just change the color real quick. Something like so. And I'll come to the lights real quick and change the color for the light as well. Same goes for this one. Change the light color. And there are plenty of things that you can do with this here. If I go to the shader editor and click the glass, here is the overall setting for the glass. And keep in mind that all of this is done inside of Eevee. I'm using Eevee as my render engine. So you guys can simply just follow the pattern here. I thought I'd share it with you guys to let you know what it looks like. There are plenty of things that you can do with this. For example, change the scale, the details. Same goes for this here. The mapping here. This will edit the image file, how big I want it to be or how small I want it to be. Here you can see it's like scaling it down to almost 50%. And over here then you have the settings to the actual glass noise over here. See, right, and if I go all the way down, I'm gonna get rid of the, if I go all the way down, I'm gonna get rid of the glass pattern here. And what else is there? Oh, and the background. It looks a lot better if you have a little slight tint to the background. For example, something like this. It just looks a lot better that way. It gives it more of a cinematic feel to it. Let me go back to the camera mode. So this is what it looks like through the camera, and viewing it through the camera just seems a lot better. If I go back to the shader and just let me set this to, let me set all of these to 12. Yep. What else is there that I can do? Because there are some mapping issues. For example, because this is not UV, right? I'm using UV as coordinates, not object. Because if I do object, I get a different cool result here. But this is not something that I'm going for. And there are a lot of things that you can do with this. The sky's the limit. Unless you're going for this intentionally, this would look really cool. Let me set this to 2, maybe maybe 0, and just scale this on the y-axis. So this is something that you get. So pretty cool stuff that you can do with this glass shader. There are some other settings that you have to make it work when you're using the Eevee engine. For example, if you come here, you have to turn on the ambient occlusion bloom, screen space reflections. Here are all the settings that you can go through if you are really interested in, creating something similar. And I'll just zoom out a bit, and if I just so you can have a better idea of how this shader looks like and what goes into making such stuff, such shaders. Here are all the settings you guys can copy. And there were a few more things that I think are supposed to be done. If I'm not wrong, I believe something to do with not this. It's somewhere around here. Viewport display. Nope. Viewport display, color character, nah. Combined, color management. Okay, no, I believe that's all there is to it. This here, these settings here. You can just copy these and start experimenting with all of this. The sky's the limit. You can do some pretty cool stuff here. Also, when it comes to distribution, volumetrics, volumetric shadows, thickness, precision. Edge fading. It gives this nice looking vignette sort of a result here. And then the item reveals itself as so. But at the moment I'm just gonna set it to what it looks like already. And here's the roughness. And then we have the target precision here. What else is there? Subsurface scattering, jitter threshold. It's not gonna bother this much. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So just experiment with this, see what you can do, what looks better for you. You can also set up the roughness higher to get more of a frosted kind of feeling here. You can experiment with this. See, looks pretty cool. So you can get some pretty cool results here. Metallic doesn't do much for this. Here we have IOR. Like for example, if there's something behind the veil, behind the glass, maybe you can animate this IOR. This would look pretty cool, right? So you can do all sorts of crazy stuff with this. You can just copy the settings, experiment with this, and do let me know if this was useful or helpful for you. I will be creating more of this soon. Until then, see you.